No tool would be without its report capability. So realistically, there are two kinds of reporting areas from CodeBeamer. There's the more traditional project management reports, so tracker items, who's doing what, where, and when. Then there is the development side. So if you wanted analysis of your repository, so more source code analysis, check-style reports, those are all built into CodeBeamer. And of course, you can generate your own reports. Once again, as a reminder, because it's a strong wiki engine, it allows you to almost pull anything from any part of CodeBeamer into the reports. It does this through what we call plugins. And I've said a couple of times, it's a very strong wiki engine. That's its strength. So the core is fully featured enterprise wiki. It provides a rich wiki linking throughout the application. So multiple secure hierarchical wiki spaces were per project based. So anyone that's used open source arenas before will know that you generally have a front page where you then can list all the projects. You then go into the project. You are either a member or you're not, giving you various permissions. You can then, depending on your role and your permissions, you can navigate around that project. You can maybe raise issues, you can maybe submit changes. It all depends what role you are. And this is all controlled in CodeBeamer situation via a strong wiki. So wiki asset linking basically refers to the fact that every item has a unique ID. It's a bit like pages in a book. Everything that you create within CodeBeamer has its own unique ID, and therefore is very much trackable, traceable, reportable as an individual item. So everything is a wiki asset, and thus everything can be referenced, whether that be a tracker, a report, a link, a document. And nowadays customers are actually involved not just on internal projects, but also quite extensively, and if they're not today, there are a number of customers that are looking at saying, well, do you know what, there are certain parts of our business which are not critical. It's not down our critical path. We develop something, we sell that product, and that is critical to us. There are other items which are non-critical. And some of these organizations are saying, well, what we would like to be able to do, as the open source community has shown its strengths and been able to entice people in, we would also like to be able to open source some of our own tools or utilities for the open source market. How can we do that? Yet retain a control over it, yet retain a number of our own developers that can also be involved. Well, again, CodeBeamer, not surprisingly, if you look at websites such as JavaForge, is a hosting for a number of open source projects, and I will show you that in a second. But it allows you to nice and neatly separate, if you want to, open source projects from internal secure projects. Right, so now it's time for the demonstration. So just bear with me whilst I move away from the PowerPoint, and we're going to start the actual presentation. Right, hopefully everybody can see nice and clearly. I'm just going to move the microphone as well. So, what we see here is a login screen. I actually am using two different browsers here. I have a Firefox browser, which is going to be my user browser. I also have here Internet Explorer, and this is my administration browser. This particular one I'm already logged in with an account called Demo, and I'm just going to take you through the process of what you would see, depending on what role you are, of course, by logging into CodeBeamer as a new person. So first of all, you could come along and you could list your projects that exist, and you might want to participate and join a particular project if you're not already a member of that particular project. So you can indeed request a login. So here we can see that there are a number of different projects, and I could go to one of these and request an account on one of these, which then goes through a formal process of being sanctioned and agreed to. So unless I'm allowed to go into these, all I can do is request a login session. I'm going to go back to my start. I'm actually, sorry, let me log out because I've got logging in capability automatically. So let's just pretend I'm going to log in. So I've got an account which is demo developer. We've already got a password set up, and I'm going to log in. Now, as I showed you a second ago, there are a number of projects already available. We're going to choose the Clearvision SCN demo project. First of all, this takes you, as you can see immediately, the tabs across the top have changed because we are now one level down. We're into this particular project which this account has access to. I'm going to just very quickly show you a different example here. So this is going to Java Forge. The look and the feel, as you can see, is very similar, but it can be changed however you want it to be. So you can have your organization's personal preferences just as a web page. You can change any of these items that you see, just as Java Forge is different from our demo page. But the principle is the same. Here we can see a whole list of projects, and again, depending upon who I'm logged in as or want to log in as, I can join and participate in these different projects. So the first level is to understand that we have a common look and feel for all of our team members who want to be involved in projects. And in order to be involved in a project, you have to have the right permissions. On this particular one, I do indeed have permissions. So the first thing I'm going to show you is that this particular person does not have what we call edit rights to the home page. If I go and move across to this role, which is the demo, who has administration rights, I'm going to come into the Clearvision SCN demo project, and we can see here I have edit rights in this particular window. So because its strength is wiki, I'm going to very briefly show you how we can change the front page and add a new piece of maybe a graphics. We can see down here a number of different tables, and all of these are wiki items, wiki plugins. So hopefully if I've cut and paste something, I might have to go and grab it a second. Let me make sure I've got this in my buffer. I grab the web, here we go. So this is just a wiki help page for CodeBeamer. I have here one of the wiki items. I'm going to grab that in a second and show you how easy it is to make a change to the wiki environment. So I'm going to go into edit mode. And as administrator I can do that. You've got your WYSIWYG or your wiki markup. I'm going to actually move across to wiki markup. I'm going to make a small change and insertion at this point here. I'm going to go and grab my welcome text. Whoops, if I can grab it. You find it. There we go. So I'm going to take that as an example, copy it, and insert it. I'm going to go to preview to have a look, see what it looks like. And that's how simple it is to make a change in your home page. And that is the same almost all the way through CodeBeamer. So I just simply added a wiki piece of markup language that goes and grabs information about the current number of records in different states. I'm not going to save that. I'm just going to cancel out of that. Otherwise, we would have gone back into this particular session, and that would have ricocheted through to all my users. So immediately, I can send messages to all my user base, just as this one. This is suggesting, attention all users, please note there will be a community meeting on WebEx on such and such a date. Or maybe you want to say that the servers are down. Now, if you tried to do that in today's environment, some of you might have that